Okay, so now let's review the develop team process from the PMBOK, the 6th edition. Now, we've talked about it already here in the Crowd Training's project management course, the PM City, but let's do a quick review. First, obviously, starting with the inputs. Now, there's a lot, so let's get going with the inputs of, well, one first and foremost, which we pretty much have in almost every process, is the project management plan, and that I like to draw as a file folder because I like to think of it as a collection of all the plans that we're working on. And obviously, if this is about our resources, aka the team, the human resources, well, we're going to have as one of those plans would be, I'm just going to say HR because I'm running out of room here, but it's the human resources, right? Or even just resources in general. And so the resource management plan, the scope management plan, the quality, all those different plans that are part of the project management plan are inputs because they're going to help guide us on how we're going to develop the team. Also, there could be various project documents that are going to be useful. So I'll just say docs here. That could be, the calendar, right? Like, when do you have these resources, and how long, and what kind of extra things can they do or not do. You could even have, what's worked in the past with these various different team members. So we might have lessons learned and some various other documents like the assignments and who's doing what. Also, you are a product of your environment, so I like to draw this little collection of buildings to represent the organization or the environment in which you work with. So enterprise environmental factors are going to play, how are things done around here? If we're a startup company and we're very loose and easygoing, well, that's a different culture than somewhere else. And there might be templates that are going to help us perform this work, or maybe a calendar format that we must use, so that it's going to maybe be an organizational process asset. Okay, so those are the inputs. Now let's get to a whole slew of tools and techniques. One tool and technique would be, meetings, right? We're going to have lots and lots of meetings, conversations, discussions. These could be in person, or they could, and so these are the meetings as one, but they could also be virtual, right? We are living in a day and age where, like right now, you are not here with me. We are on our computers or somewhere like that, and so we are virtually having our discussions. So virtual teams could have everyone all around the world located, and we can also bring them together, so co-located. And that is really ideal for having those face-to-face conversations. And so I'll put co-location here because it really enables people to have ad hoc meetings and conversations and discussions, and just from the atmosphere, you're going to be learning things and discussing things. So that's a really powerful tool to have at your disposal if you can. Another one would just be the various other techniques used to communicate. Maybe it's email, maybe it is regular mail, or maybe it's like Microsoft Teams, or Yelp, or not Yelp, but those other type of Slacks and other kind of formats, right? So just any kind of communication technology that you can use, well, use it. Make it work most efficiently and effectively for developing your team and getting the most out of everybody. Also, that means some of the skills that you and the others have in doing that. So maybe if this is you and you are a motivator, or you can communicate well, or the others on the team communicate well, and everything is working really efficiently, things like team building. Well, all of those are pretty much just grouped into what we call interpersonal and team skills. So just kind of collectively call it all of those things. Just the soft skills, if you want to think of it that way, the soft skills that we use to, lead and manage and help and support and facilitate and get the team working together. All right. And then you may also take advantage of rewards and recognition. So let's kind of draw a medal. Now, it doesn't have to be anything monetary or big, even just the hey, thank you. Those kind of things and praise and recognition goes a far way. So I'll just put recognition here. And then also too, we have if people need to develop skills or to improve on anything. So since we're talking human resources, maybe there is training and instruction. This doesn't need to be formal. It could even be the informal, the mentoring and the coaching and the guidance that we have, and all those little things, even just partnering up, a couple people on the team to have an experienced person help a newbie. So those are the. Oh, I'm sorry. There's one more. We also have an assessment of how the teams are doing and how the individuals are doing. So if we see room for an improvement, we can have our checklists, our scores, or even on the team, like how collectively we feel that we're doing or not doing. Is it dialed up or down or good or bad? So those various different assessments, and those of course are for the team and for the individual. And then those are our tools and techniques. So as I said, there's quite a lot. All right. Now, finally, let's get to the outputs. Well, we should, if we are working as a team, we should have something to show for it. Something should be performed or given from it, right? So if we look at how the team is going, how we're performing, how we're doing, even if it's just collectively, hey, we seem to be doing pretty well, or not, right? That is an assessment that we are going to take a look at. And I'm running out of space here, so this the team and the individual assessments and how we're performing or not performing. And performance. I'm kind of running out of room here. Sorry about that. Performance assessments, but also then it might require some changes, right? If things are working or not working, we might have a change request that we need to maybe get a better skilled person, or we need more training, or we just the team as a whole is not managing well, and we need to insert new ones or eliminate other, or maybe we find we have too many people, or we really need a lot more people to be able to perform the work we need to do. Also, as our work is being done and the team is doing things and working on things, well, the project management plan should be updated, and that couldn't be just how things are progressing. So that's the project management plan. Also, those various different documents that we've already referred to. The schedule is going to be updated. The calendars, what we've learned, the lessons have been learned are also going to be updated. So these are our project documents. And then our culture changes and updates accordingly. So these are our enterprise environmental factors. They're going to update. And then the templates and the other things that we use are also going to be updated. So those are the organizational process assets. We're going to update those based on how things are or are not going according to plans. All right, so that's a quick review of the Develop Team process of the 6th edition on the PMBOK from the Crowd Training.